Hey, good morning, David. I gotta tell you, I'm really excited today. So we have a guest who has been on our show before, and I'm really super excited to have this guest back. All right. So coming back to see us, we have Mr. Frank Cicala, and he actually interned with JGS not too long ago. We interviewed him, and guess what? He is now back, and you can see underneath his name right there, it says what? It says Frank Cicala of JGS Insurance. Frank, thanks so much for coming back and talking with me and David. Man, it's so great to have you back here. Why don't you tell us and our viewers a little bit about yourself and what it is you're up to these days?
Thanks, Steve. So I just graduated college in May from Florida Gulf Coast University, and now back in Jersey. Getting ready. Now we're full time here at JGS, and I'm just excited for what the future holds.
Yeah, we're super psyched to have you with us. But I do have some questions for you, and that's really why we're bringing you on the show today. Is why in the world, out of college, would someone pick insurance? Just a snapshot of that.
Listen, it's a good question, and I've gotten that question from my peers as well. But really, it had to do with the great internship experience I had with JGS. I mean, they really sold me just on the whole culture and just how great it is here. I just knew that it was a great place, and insurance at other companies may not be great for some people, but here at JGS it's amazing. So that's why I had to come back.
I like that answer. That's great. It really is. Because I mean, there's lots of stereotypes. We walk around, we say insurance isn't boring, things like that. So I mean, coming somewhere who's a little fresher to the industry.
Yeah.
Are these stereotypes? Are they all accurate? I mean, like, how true are they? Can you share with us? David's got a real thick skin, so
I'm not going to go after David here, but listen, for maybe some other companies some of these stereotypes may be true, but all I know is at JGS that they're not. Some of the stereotypes might be like a broker being only with their self-interest in mind only, whereas at JGS it was the exact opposite, and that's what I liked. I knew I kind of wanted to get into this field, into this type of job, but finding a true ethical place could be hard to come by. And once I saw JGS, just everyone was great, and again, really lived by just helping people, helping their clients first, always given at least 51%. Ryan would say all the time, always given more. It was just a no-brainer again, and so all I know is that JGS definitely doesn't follow that stereotype.
Yeah, and the old insurance salesman stereotypes that many people may associate with our industry.
Yeah.
We're fortunate in our niche market of community association. We find a ton of very good professionals from many of our competitors that we get along very well with.
Yeah.
And that makes that particular niche market a little bit special. So why specifically did community association attract you when you were with us last year for your internship?
Well, I really liked it because it was such a specific niche, and this niche has specific needs. And since JGS has been doing it for such a long time and really just honing in on this specific niche, they were damn good at it. And it really intrigued me to be like at a leader in the space. And, they're able to really serve the needs of the community association industry. And so that's kind of what made me, again, choose to make sure I want to go back in the community associations when there's a lot of different, routes I could have went. But just because I saw really, how great they were in this industry, and why not? It's great.
So when you focus on something and you can really extract it and really get into it and take it apart and all the nuts and bolts, you can really perform and then outperform your competition. So I love that answer. Now, Is there one part of this niche that actually intrigues you the most? Is there one specific attribute of what you're doing in the habitational space or community association space that really stuck in your brain?
I think for the in habitational exactly too, I think that a lot of the people in the industry, there's a lot of misconceptions about insurance, and they still, they still need that clarification. And I think that's kind of where we come along. And again, insurance, is the only person there on your worst day cutting you that check. So when they have these bad feelings about insurance, I feel like that's kind of our job, is to help serve and educate the people in the community associations industry, and really help clarify what insurance is all about and help them get properly insured. So yeah.
And buying insurance for your single home car is usually like maybe the extent of the involvement somebody has with insurance. But when a board of director of a high-rise condo has to deal with like the complexity, all the aspect of insurance related to it, that's a whole different animal. That actually, what's your favorite type of building that you have to work on, Steve, out of all types?
Me? The favorite type of building. Wow. I have some actually I like it when they're kind of like mixed use. I like the commercial on the first level, and then when they build above it, they build residentials above it with some stacked units as well as some standalones. I have some associations that have a lot of different aspects to it. So I really like that. I like that variety. I really do.
Gotcha. What are you most intrigued to work on in the future, Frank?
I'm excited to work on all different types of accounts. I know, like Steve was just touching that, each one is different, and I really like that because every day is a bit different. It's not like you're working on the same thing every day, and you're dealing with different people. So I'm just really excited for the variety because and sometimes in the work life, going to work every day, it could be boring for some people in some professions. But I know that JGS it's not. So that's what I'm excited for.
All right, sounds good to
So
us.
if we could switch gears here for just a second, getting into this part or this segment of the insurance industry, David and I have ingrained ourselves, and so has JGS as a company. I mean, really, they've been at the onset of certain organizations like CAI and RM and NJAA. There's some industry organizations that do a lot of events, whether they're networking events or educational events. Have you had the opportunity, Frank, to attend any of these events, or have you seen some of the webinars and whatnot? What's your experience so far there?
Yeah, I was able to attend an event, and I know David knows the exact name of it, but it was actually where I first met Dave, and I think you too, Steve. And it was just a great experience because everyone there in the industry was just very nice. And because I knew obviously that JGS was great, but how is the industry in general? How do the people act in the industry? Everyone was great with good faith, and it was just very refreshing because again, a lot of industries aren't like that. So the community associations being at that event, it was just that CI put on. It was just great because everyone's great, and at the end of the day, it's who you're working with that's most important. So it was just amazing.
Yeah, and newsflash, next expo you're putting the booth together, buddy. Frank, you're brand new to the industry, jumping in with us. I'm sure you're, like you mentioned many times, you're excited about it, but what do you see will be a path to your personal growth when it comes to understanding, learning? What's the strategy there?
Well, yeah. Well, at the end of the day, we are, I would eventually become a true advisor. So the whole point of learning everything is so that when I am able to fully serve clients, be able to give them all the information that they need and help them, as best as I can. If you don't know what you're talking about, it's not gonna be good, and it's not gonna be good for you. It's not gonna be good for who you're, helping get insured. So that's really the main goal: is learn as much as I can to then serve as well as I can.
Awesome. I love that answer. As much as I can to serve as well as I can.
I'm so happy I found this guy and brought him in and recruited him and got him in the internship and talked him into coming on board with the company. I mean, Frank, you're going places. I love all the answers. So we'd like to give our guests on the show an opportunity to thank somebody. Would you like to give a little bit of a shout out to somebody in your life that's really helped you along your journey?
I guess a mentor that I'd have to choose would definitely be Ryan Fleming, as someone who helped me, just because he helped me get into this industry. And I know he did for some of you guys as well. And, he just has a lot of guidance. He's been in the industry for over 20 years. Whenever I have a question or anything, I always go to him. So I would definitely have to thank him for the guidance and helping me get into JGS.
Yeah, I think we all can thank him because he's been our mentor. We're three of his mentee, different generation, and we're all in the industry. Very cool.
Let's go.
Do it. So, Frankie, thank you so much for joining us today, giving us a little look into who you are, and hopefully you get to meet some of our friends in the industry very soon at events. So, people, when you see Frankie, don't hesitate. Go to talk to him. He's an awesome guy, and looking forward to see him at board meetings, at events with us, and help this guy grow. And we'll see you all around next week for an upcoming episode of the Community Association Car Chats.